Hey, I'm Scott David, and you're watching Designing Spaces. On this special edition of the show, we've teamed up with our partners from PGT Windows and Doors to take you through an education of what you need to think about when making an upgrade like that to your home. This was an amazing transformation. To show you the real impact these windows and doors made in this home, let's take a look at some of the befores.
So we've lived in this home for about 23 years. My children grew up here. It's gone through many transitions over the course of years, but you know, it has so many family memories. My name is Mark Alfieri. I'm the homeowner here.
As a family, this is our home. This is where we raised our children. My kids are about to be 11 and 9. So we've spent the majority of our life building our family and watching our children grow up in this home. You know, being able to provide safety to my children, my wife, us as a family unit is the biggest benefit that I see here today. There's nothing more important to me than my family. That's my everything, that's my whole world. They mean everything to me, period. My name's Brian Moss. We're in Lake Worth, Florida, and we're doing a window install for Impact Windows in my home. The biggest questions I had was really around energy efficiency and safety, as well as, you know, really increasing my home's value once I install these. Because, you know, if we do ever decide to move, whoever's moving in here is going to get the benefit of having Impact Windows.
So the things that were important to me was making sure that on the contracting side of it, we had proper crewing. We didn't want to have people sit in our home for 2 months as we're putting in one window at a time. So a team that can come in, do a highly professional job, and then get out. The next thing that was important is not creating a big mess in the house itself, because we don't want to, you know, put something in that actually creates damage to other things as we're doing the installation. We wanted to know if they were licensed and insured. We wanted to know, you know, how many jobs they've done in the South Florida community, and we wanted references to previous homeowners that have actually done the work with them, so that we could check those 3 things out to make sure that we were in the right hands with our contractor.
So this is the house. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
You know, I had a couple questions. I mean, really what I'm looking for, you know, added security, you know, some energy efficiency, but really more peace of mind that my family's protected, whether it's a hurricane, it's somebody that's trying to break in the house, and if a storm comes through or something, I don't have to worry about even shutting it or putting up shutters, or, you know, I can't get to the home, just that added peace of mind of set it and forget it.
Absolutely, it's one of the best benefits of having Impact Windows is you can kind of just sip your coffee in the morning and watch the trees go flying by.
Yeah,
and you don't have to really worry about much after that.
Your life is worth more than the money that you're going to spend on Impact Glass. When Hurricane Andrew came through, went down to Miami and seen the devastation of all the non-impact glass that just blew out of all the homes. Roofs blew off, red iron twisted up into like a pretzel. This is when they started developing impact glass in the state of Florida. Miami sets the standard for the testing for hurricane glass and frames. So the glass goes through the windstorm and rain and debris and has to stay in the frame. If it comes out of the frame, it fails the test. It is not approved to be put in any part of the state of Florida. Before Hurricane Andrew, you could take a rock, throw it through a window. Now you can't even shoot a 2x4 through it. That's the difference from Hurricane Andrew to today's date. In my opinion, if you do not have hurricane glass, you're risking yourself in grave danger from a storm for one, from burglars for another, and energy efficiency is another thing. You are definitely in danger. If one of your windows blows out or one of your doors blows out, your whole house could be in the street. Furniture, beds, people, it will suck you right out of the house.
Talk to me about aesthetics. Do you want to keep the white frame, switch to bronze?
I think we want to go bronze. You know, we're looking to create some curb appeal, and I know by adding these windows, I'm going to have an added value from an investment standpoint.
Absolutely.
For the value of my home. So I think that's another really big benefit that I'm looking for as well.
And then let's talk glass color. Are you content with the current light exposure you have in your house? Would you like to keep it like that, or do you want to?
I think, you know, we get a lot of sunlight, so if there is an option to kind of get some of that sunlight out, I would definitely want to know, how we go about doing that.
Gray tint.
Gray tint?
Go with the gray tint.
And that'll actually keep some of the sun out?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because I would like a little less sun in the home. So as far as like installation and lead time on the windows, can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so right now you're looking at 4 to 6 weeks for the windows if we order today. Installation goes, we would go at it as you see fit, to your discretion, which rooms you want to do it room by room, or they can just kind of carte blanche attack it all at once.
Okay.
Our installation process is we come in, plastic wrap the house, seal all the furniture, do our best to mitigate the dust, start ripping out the windows, install them, caulk, and then do a cleanup room by room.
Actually, I was going to ask you about that. Is it messy when you do the install? Is that something I have to worry about as a homeowner?
At the end of the day, it is construction, so there's going to be debris, there's going to be dust. It's inevitable. We try to make it as much as a white glove service as we can.
Good to know.
If at any point during the installation you see something that's dirty, don't hesitate to just grab our guy and say, hey, could you guys just maybe address this real quick? It's not a problem.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the added value of, having less sound coming from the park over
Absolutely.
there, having, more value added to the home value once we're completed, but just that peace of mind is really what I'm looking for me and my family.
Hi, I'm Daniel with Royal Palm Aluminum, the window company. It's a family-based window company based out of South Florida for the last 35 years. Some of the main differences between Brian's house and this house is obviously the size and the scale. The house construction age is probably within about a decade of each other, so they're not too dissimilar as far as what the material and makeup of it. As far as Mark's house goes, the windows are obviously much taller. We have almost floor-to-ceiling glass going around the house. He has much more uncommon, non-standardized sizing windows. And the scale and scope of the work is much different. We have to kind of get a little more hands on deck, go a little slower and a little more meticulously room by room. Due to the nature of this home versus Brian's house, Mark's house is just a larger scale. The products are larger, they have to be installed slightly differently. Per window, we're looking at anywhere between 30 to 60 screws going into each one of these. And we have to assess if the wood behind it's still good, or we have to change that. We have to check to see if there was any indication of any water damage from prior leaks in the house. So there's a lot of things that need to go on opening by opening. We obviously don't want to put in a window where they were having water damage issues and just put in a new window. We have to address that as we go, opening by opening, a case-by-case basis. So every window needs to be taken care of as if it was the only window in the house that we were changing out there. You look at the window, you see it's delaminating. It's the milky whiteness of the glass. This is probably the first or second generation of impact windows. They typically have a warranty then for about 10 years. And in that time, the windows start to defuse together. Imagine the windows like a grilled cheese. You have your two outer layers of tempered glass with the inner layer of PVB or SGP plastic. And over time, the layers just start to defuse. In this instance, you see the window starts to turn milky white. It's an aesthetic issue. It's not a structural issue. Will it still function as an impact window? Sure. But does the homeowner necessarily like to look out of a foggy shower door? Probably not. So we're here today to change some of the aesthetic issues that they've indicated around their house, and we're here to rectify that for them. Changing the windows in the house will always be an improvement for the property value and for just the aesthetics and for your own peace of mind. All right, so the work we're going to be doing in here is going to be kind of interesting. Mark's got a general contractor involved. So what we're going to be doing in here is these knee walls down here, we're going to be demoing these down, and we're going to be putting beautiful new sliding glass doors in here that are going to be going from the existing header down to all the way into a recess, which extends further lower than the existing floor. This way, when you immediately enter the house, you'll have a total floor-to-ceiling glass look, as well as having the ability to exit and enter from the living room out to the beautiful pool area from here. We're also going to be replacing Mark's front door. We've matched a similar aesthetic with the wood grain he has going on, but this time we're doing an all aluminum version. He has requested a special iron-worked door where it's going to be solid panel with iron bars going up the side here. He's extended the existing height of his door from 9 feet up to 10 feet. So we're going to be shrinking this upper transom from its existing height up another foot. So in addition, he has electronic hardware and locks that are going to be going on his door, which he can operate with his phone, which is a nice added feature. As far as why and when it's a good time to change the door, if you're encountering water infiltration into your home, you're hearing noticeable sounds from the outside, or if you just don't plain like the way it looks. Also, if you want to just update that curb appeal of your house, because the first and last thing you see going in anybody's home is the front door.
So Mark, everything's done. Windows and doors look awesome. What was the experience like working with PGT and their installers?
Well, first and foremost, the experience was incredible. When it comes to the installers, they were just first class along the way. It was everything from timing of the actual install, when the product was going to be delivered. They were on time on the delivery. If there was any little nuances that needed to be tweaked, they were right here. Customer service of following up, for the minor adjustments that need to be made. When they did the installation, they were just so thoughtful and thorough about how they handled the house. Made sure they covered any furniture that might get some dust on it. They cleaned up after themselves. So I can't speak highly enough about the team that installed the windows.
That's great. And I think, what's interesting is a lot of homeowners don't realize some of the ways that they can add versatility. Like before, you had windows here. Yes. You're able to change that to doors, which gives you access to your outdoor space.
Yeah.
Which is great. Safety and security, let's talk about that. Peace of mind from hurricanes and storms, even security overall, just with your home being more secure with impact glass. How does that make you feel?
So when I look at this project overall, really it's a three-pronged scenario for me. The benefits are the safety of knowing that if a hurricane comes by, obviously Florida, we're prone to hurricanes, knowing that I have the safety and protection for my family. The security aspects of it, which most people don't think about, by having high impact windows, it makes it much more difficult to, nobody's gonna break a window to come into my house, so feel safer. And then the beautification of it is just, as you stated, is that our ability to upgrade the look and feel of the home by putting in a premium product like this and changing out those windows to doors literally transformed the room behind us, because it was a lot darker in the room, and then having the access to the outside. So to me, it was across the board, it was just a win for me and my family. Yeah, this room actually had the biggest aesthetic changes. And it's because our old room here had windows that basically stood 4 feet above the ground. And it was pretty, but it did not allow us to get the expansiveness of this room. So what we did is we replaced them with sliding glass doors, which took us from floor almost to ceiling as far as a look and feel. The second thing it did for us, which was really, really big impact, was the fact that we now had access to the pergola area of our patio much more easily. So it worked out really well.
Yeah, you've got a great outdoor space, and I think what's interesting is a lot of homeowners don't realize that just because you had a window here before, you can make a small change, big impact to go from a window to a door that gives you access to a space, which really almost gives you an entire new room, which clearly you did here. It looks awesome.
It changed the whole look and feel of the room, and again, it gives us access to the outside in a great format, and so we're really pleased about this part of the project as well.
It really did come out great. Why don't we go take a look at some of the other work?
Great,
Let's go. I'll follow you. All right, Mark, so there was a lot of transformation. This room in particular had something interesting happen. Talk about what we did here.
Yeah, so this room in particular is our family room. We spent a lot of time here. And so we had small sliding doors that went out to the patio area. And what we did is we removed those, expanded the area. It used to have a side light in it. And with PGT, they came in and put a triple door in. And what that allowed us to do is to actually open the whole space up. So now we really have an inside-outside environment, so we can have friends and family over that are watching the game on the patio area, as well as we can have people inside, and we feel connected to one space.
It looks awesome. Let's take a look at some of the other areas in the house and show me what else we got done. Let's go. All right, Mark, so we've seen a lot of great doors and windows in the house, but before we leave, let's take a look at this door. This is the front door. It looks amazing. What did you guys do here?
Yeah, the front door was a big focal point for us. It's obviously as you come up to the house, it's the presence of the home. And so we didn't have a high impact door. And so what we looked to PGT for is, do they make a luxury product that actually will fit? And they have a line that's called Winddoor. And it was beautiful. We were able to customize this, keep the wood grain finish, but yet have all the protection of high impact, and it couldn't have turned out any better.
It looks awesome. It's a great looking door, makes a statement. You've got the PGT impact window on the side. Beautiful way to finish. Listen, thank you for having us in your house. We appreciate it, and thanks for being here.
Thanks.
So what does it take to improve your home with PGT Impact products? We're sitting here with Tom Adams, Director of East Coast Sales for PGT Windows and Doors, to take us through the process. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us on.
So we had a lot going on here. Take me through the process a little bit. Talk about some of the technology.
But the technology of the window here in the South Florida market, which is kind of the standard, is impact-resistant products. Okay. It's actually 2 pieces of glass with an inner layer sandwiched in between the glass. And what we do is we shoot a 2x4 at all of our products at 50 feet per second. That's a 9-pound 2x4, which relates to about 35 miles an hour.
Wow.
We actually shoot it at the glass, and then if it's like a single hung, like you'll see in the room here, we actually hit the structural member too. That's the easy part of the test. The hard part comes when they cycle test it afterward. That glass will actually break, but it'll move back and forth and deflect about 8 to 10 inches. And that's the hard part of the test, because you can't have a break in that. And the philosophy is, it's kind of like, okay, your door or window is impacted.
Right.
Now you got 5 or 6 hours of storm to deal with. So that's the benefit of the product. And it's not a new technology. It's been in the automobile industry for years in windshields, just a little bit thicker, a little bit stronger. And like I said, we were one of the first companies in the state of Florida and the nation to do impact-resistant products.
Pretty interesting. So it's 2 solid pieces of glass, but I never would have thought the inside layer was flexible like that. So I guess that combination makes it impact-resistant and strong.
Yeah. So it actually starts as a white sheet of vinyl. It's called PVB, polyvinyl butyrol. There's also SGP for your larger sizes and higher design pressure. It comes in white.
Wow.
And then once we marry the glass with the inner layer, and then we put it in an autoclave for a few hours, which pressure, and it turns it clear. They trim off the edges, and then we drop the glass into the frame.
So a lot going on that you can't see. You mentioned the frame. That's an important part of the window as well, right?
So with PGT products, we have an aluminum frame, which is kind of the standard down here in South Florida. You go farther north, you have a vinyl frame too. It gets cold up north, Jacksonville markets. You might get a freeze here and there. Actually, the performance with regards to insulation is a little bit better with vinyl products, but down here the focus is keep the heat out. So you can put a layer of low E, which is a coating on the interior of the glass, to knock out about 80% of the direct heat coming in the sun, so it doesn't come into your house. You can also put a 3rd piece of glass on here too if you really want to insulate.
Wow.
And you could do that in this market as well.
But at the end of the day, when you're installing a product like this, you're getting a couple things. You're getting an aesthetic upgrade, right?
Yep.
And then you're getting security, storm protection, and then I know there's also an audio and a kind of a sound impact as well.
The biggest thing that I hear being in this industry, as long as I have, is you go to someone's house, I don't hear stuff outside anymore. I don't hear the mower in the grass. I actually had a lady complain she couldn't hear the ocean before. So I said, well, open the door and you can hear it. So that's probably one of the biggest testimonies we get. And also, you got to remember, it's a passive security system that's on station 24/7. If you're leaving, you have kids and you want to go out to dinner with your significant other, you can be rest assured that the kids are going to be safe. I travel a lot. My wife's home. We have the impact product in our house. I know nobody's getting in that house.
Right. You think about the fact that it's designed for a storm, but at the end of the day, if this is going to be resisting impact, debris from a storm, it's going to naturally have a security and safety element to it as well.
Lots of other benefits. The sound is the big one. The storm protection is the one actually we market for. There's energy savings as well with the low E performance. There's just a myriad of things that you get with the PGT impact-resistant product that you don't think about. There's a lot of things that people don't realize, I think, is the best way to do it. People buy a house, especially a new house, they don't think about the windows. They're thinking about the kitchen, they're thinking about the walk-in closets and the bathrooms and all that stuff. And then 10 years later, ooh, my energy bill's getting a little bit higher.
Right.
So, you can come in and put a new window in and change the whole house. And put low E glass in, and all of a sudden your electric bills will drop. There's no doubt about it. There's insurance benefits as well. If you have a licensed contractor pulling a permit, the hurricane mitigation form, which we have in Florida, you can send that off to your insurance company. Sometimes you get a discount. It depends on the carrier. So there's a lot of benefits that you don't really realize once you put in the product. Not to mention home value.
Yep.
You put your house on the market, it has impact-resistant products. I think I read somewhere it's as high as a $30,000 increase in the value of your house.
I can tell you I have small kids, and I know besides the peace of mind of knowing that during the storm you're going to be protected, there's that anxiety as a South Floridian of, do I need to put my shutters up? Do I not need to put my shutters up? Where that completely alleviates the fact that, no, I don't have to worry about that kind of anxiety. And your time in your life as well, you don't think about what that's worth, right?
Us Floridians know about hurricanes, right? So, oh, hurricane coming, gotta get gas, gotta get water, gotta put my, no, I don't have to put my shutters up. That's one less thing you have to do.
So Tom, we've talked about a lot of these benefits, and maybe you might think were obvious. What are some of the things you don't realize that upgrading to an impact window from PGT Windows and Doors does in your home?
Well, one thing that people don't realize is UV protection.
Okay.
You know, those UV lights, UV ultraviolet lights coming from the sun. 99% blockage of those. So fading furniture, fading rugs. Working with our distributor partners, they'll inform you of all those things.
Let's talk about somebody who's retrofitting and upgrading like this home here. What are signs and symptoms of when it's time to consider upgrading your existing windows? Maybe you've got regular windows, but you have a shutter. What are those things that a homeowner should be thinking about that it's time to make that change? Because it seems like one of those things people just don't do until they're broken or not opening.
One of the first things is you want to try to open and operate the windows. When windows age, they don't open as easy, especially if they haven't been properly maintained.
Okay.
There's mechanisms that break, and it's just you can repair or replace, but it's better just to get new windows. Second thing is you see old insulated glass units back, especially in this market, we see a lot of it up north. 2 pieces of glass and it's failed. You're going to see a fog in between the glass. You just try to clean it, and then it's in between the glass. So you can replace glass, but you know, if you're going to go through all that, let's just get a new contractor in here and just change the windows out. Also, if you're buying a house, you want to look around the bottoms of the windows. Look for the drywall. You might see some water damage. It could be a sign of a leak. It could be a perimeter sealant. It could be, you know, the corners of the window leaking over time. Look, UV will kind of eat at the silicone over time, especially in the older windows. They had some exposed sealants on them, and UV just eats that up over time.
So it could be some visual things, but there also could be, you know,
there's things you might not know.
Gotcha.
You may not know too. If you may have some mold behind some drywall that you might not know that you discover. So. It's always good to get a home inspector come in, a good reputable contractor like Royal Palm. They can come in and assess. They do that service for you. So a lot of things in windows that people don't realize.
Sure. So picking great products is important, but the installation company that does the job is almost equally as important. We're here with the company that installed the PGT windows and doors in this house, Royal Palm Aluminum. Sean and Dan, thanks guys for being here. So let's talk about combining a product with a great company. How important is that to pick an excellent product like a PGT window and door combined with a reputable company like yourselves?
Well, in the industry, there's a lot of competition from both a product selection standpoint as well as an installation company standpoint. Our company's been here for 30 years. Our father started the company in 1995. We have a great team of people. We have a robust service department, and we have a long-standing relationship with PGT as we've been a dealer for them for over 20 years.
How important is it for you guys being in business that long? What does that mean to the homeowner?
I would go as far as to say is that the warranty is almost more important for my company than it is for the homeowner. PGT has done a fantastic job in the industry of actually honoring their warranty. We have long-standing relationships where hiccups will happen. We had a project in 2016 where 10 French door systems we installed in the ocean had a paint defect. PGT, on their honor, came out and replaced every one of the panels. I'm the one that the client's going to talk to, and I can turn to PGT to support that warranty. It's an incredible opportunity to work with a company as reliable as PGT to make these things happen.
Our vinyl product has a limited lifetime warranty on the frame, and components of glass is a limited lifetime as well. The aluminum, we upgraded to a powder coat paint finish about probably 2010. And we offer a 10-year standard finish warranty on that. So the impact windows are an investment. You're improving your house. You're getting all these great benefits. So take care of that investment. That would be my advice.
But a lot of peace of mind, industry-leading warranty.
Industry-leading warranty. We're manufactured in Florida, keeping our fellow Floridians work, and I think that's a big deal.
that. What's it like from meeting with the homeowner to the actual installation day? Take me through a little bit of the process.
So day of, homeowner has an idea, either it's piece by piece or an entire home altogether, an a la carte deal. And he'll point out specific areas, design aesthetics, modifications. Maybe as a general contractor coming in, he's gonna modify some of the openings. We go through the process. After the discussion, I go through and I measure all the windows and openings in the house. And then I'll present him a quote the following day or the same day. And then we'll get back together and confirm all the design aesthetics, and then we'll go from there with the order. And with PGT's low lead time, from conception of idea of wanting new windows to actualizing the order to install, you're looking about a month and a half transition time from that period.
Installation day can probably be overwhelming for a homeowner. Let's talk about the process. I mean, what exactly is that like? What can they expect getting the windows replaced in their home?
The team from our distributor partner, in this case Royal Palm, they're going to come out and do a measure, and then they're going to place an order. We actually have software. They'll place the order on their own. It's sent over magically on this thing called the internet. We build the windows, provide a ship date, and then based on the installation schedule of the folks at, in this case, Royal Palm, they'll set up a date to come out and do the installation. There is going to be some dust. There is going to be some uncomfortable things going on, and loud screw guns, hammers. We require a TAPCon on all these. It's not the old, 1-inch wood screws like back in the day. So you can have a little bit of that. A house like this, I think it'd probably take 3 or 4 days to probably do. So
it's faster than I actually was thinking you were going to tell me.
As long as everything comes in on time and everything's good, and we're doing really well at that, and our dealer partner, they have all their crew here, and nothing goes unexpected.
Right.
Piece of glass broken, things like that. I think they could probably turn a house like this out probably about a week. Typical house, like a track house type thing, you can do that in 1 day.
Sure.
Most of the time, if everything's ordered right and correct. But what you get is an end result and the improvement of your property and the value and the curb appeal. I think it's something well worth. I mean, the front door in this house speaks for itself.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed watching this episode of the show. To watch it again or learn more, you can go to designingspaces.tv, or to find out more information about these awesome windows and doors, you can go to pgtwindows.com. For Designing Spaces, I'm Scott David. We'll see you next time.
For more information on anything you've seen on today's show, or to be a part of the show, go to our website, designingspaces.tv.